The Honorable Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research, Sarawak, Datuk Seri Makar Manyin Anak Jaung, Yang Berusaha, the President of UTA, Professor Engineer Datuk Dr. Chua Hintek, who is also the Deputy Chairman of Malaysia Mental Literacy Movement, the Honorable Assistant Minister of Tourism, Datuk Lee Kim Chin, Minister of Local Government and Housing, I'll miss you, Professor Dr. Sim, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and our students. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation to the Malaysia Mental Literacy Movement for inviting me this morning to officially launch the Mind and STEM Festival, organized jointly by MNLM, University Tunku Abdul Rahman, and Kuala Lumpur Engineering Science Fair. I believe that as far as STEM is concerned, we are on the same page. Sarawak is also promoting STEM in view of the fact that there has been a downward trend of students taking science subject. And we believe that this is a very important subject that we must promote in order for us to produce the right, what they call intellectual capital, for us to move our economy forward, particularly in view of the fact that the artificial intelligence as well as the 4.0, India's revolution is right in front of us. I therefore would like to thank Professor and your team for bringing this fair to Sarawak. As far as Sarawak is concerned, we are now developing basic infrastructure for people to learn more on science subject, as well as to have the interest in science subject. We just had our IDEX 2019. We invited the world-renowned Michio Kaku to give his views on what we should do for the future, particularly for Sarawak up to the year 2030 and beyond. Michio Kaku shared the view that our education system has to adjust to the needs of the future so that we can produce the right intellectual capital to move our economy forward. And he expressed also the view that there is a difference between memorizing and knowing concept. What we want to do now is we would like our students to have that particular passion to know the concept as well as system in any technology that they want to embrace, rather than when they study, they just memorize. Though we would like to have what they call photographic memory, at the same time, there must be a combination between the concept and also the memory or the facts of that particular subject. In other words, there must be a combination of the two, and Sarawak is exactly doing towards that. That is why, number one, we are encouraging or we are adopting English as our medium of instruction. I'm not saying that the other language is not relevant, But the fact is that science subject a lot based on understanding of the concept. And a lot of these concepts are universally understood by the language, that is English. And therefore, Sarawak is adopting that. And actually the Prime Minister, the present Prime Minister wanted science and math to be taught in English. Sarawak took the challenge, and we are teaching in public school science and maths in English. But we have to spend money, we have to train the teachers themselves. And that is where I understand there has been conversation between University Tunku Abdul Rahman with the minister, exploring the possibility of producing the right teachers who can communicate with the student in English. But the fact is that this communication, the student must understand what the teachers are talking about. There must be mutual sort of understanding between the knowledge provider and those who want to get the knowledge. The other area that I want to share is that the Sarawak government is putting up what we call Science Center. And this center will be developed under the Ministry of Science, Ministry of Education, and Science and Technology Research. The minister has gone to Singapore. They are now working together with Singapore because Singapore has a very successful science center. Though Singapore is going to move to another, I was told, another place equipped with the latest technology. But for us in Sarawak, we are doing the same. At the same time, we are giving them accommodation hostel within that center. And this center will create the ecosystem where the student will be able to learn, at the same time to get the basic science. In order they will be able to learn more on science subject. There is also a collaboration between us and UNIMAS on science lab. The lab is meant for the student to have that hands-on experience. At the same time, for them to explore the subject in depth. And this lab will be monitored by the expert in science, the lecturers, and they will be able to gauge the standard of knowledge on this science subject. So ladies and gentlemen, particularly our sons and daughters here, the Sarawak government is going towards that. Though it means a lot of money to be spent, we are putting the investment back to the right people, to the student, so that we got what Kaku said, capital intellectual. This intellectual capital is important for us to move forward. Finally, I just mentioned here that I agree with Kaku when he said that wealth can only be created by intellectual capital. If you have your other resources, you don't have the process to add value to your resources, you cannot be wealthy. There are a lot of countries in Africa who are very resource rich, but yet poor. So in other words, there are countries who are poor in resource, but rich in terms of monetary value. And that is the difference. And against that background, I therefore have pleasure to officiate this festival, and I hope you will gain from the exhibition in this particular festival. Thank you very much.